Hello guys, welcome to the 6th Python tutorial. Today it's all about strings. The topics that we are going to cover are string literals, indexing and slicing, and built-in functions in strings. Let's talk about string literals. Strings are anything that can be represented or encoded as text or byte. For example, this is a string, this is a string, and this is also a string. Now, how to create a string? To create a string, put the sequence of characters within quotes. It can be single quotes, double quotes, or even triple quotes. Now remember, no matter what quotation you use, Python is going to return you the same result for all of them. Just be careful to be consistent with your starting and ending quotations. They should always be the same. For example, this string where the starting and ending quotations are the same is correct. However, the later string with different quotations is wrong. We can also concatenate strings in Python. Let's say string 1 equal to hello and string 2 equal to world. Then the concatenated string is going to be hello world with no space. We can also multiply strings with numbers. Let's say we multiply hello with 4. Then Python returns us hello concatenated to each other 4 times. Make sure you don't multiply a string with a negative number. In that case, Python is going to return you an empty string. Let's talk about indexing. Index is the position of the character in a string. For a string hello with 5 letters, the first character index starts with 0 and the last character index ends at 4. We can also have negative indexing. For the same string hello, the last character index starts with -1 and the first character index ends with -5. To get the first letter of a string, you can use the 0th index like this. Python then returns you the first letter. Similarly, to get the last letter of a string, you can use the -1 index and Python returns you the last letter. Let's now talk about string slicing. Slicing is the process of extracting substring from a string using the index. To extract a substring from string S, from index m to index n, we use the expression m to n plus 1. Now why n plus 1? This is because Python doesn't include the end index while slicing. For string hello, if we want this index from 2 to 4, Python is only going to return us the second and the third index strings. Let's talk about adding steps. Steps mean the number of characters to jump. They are mentioned in the slice expression after the end index. For the hello string, let's say we want all characters from 0 to 4 index with step 2. Then Python grabs all the characters within the index that are 2 steps away. We are also going to discuss some built-in functions related to strings. For example, length, replace, upper function, lower function, and also isDigit function. Let's see them now during the practice session. So guys, let's write some strings. Here I'm going to declare a variable random_string and I will assign it the value hello world with single quotations. And let's print this. Now before I print this, let's copy this and declare the same variable again, but this time with double quotations and again with triple quotations. Guys, can you see how Python is saying that missing closing triple quotes here? Because we have started this string with triple quotations but we just have a single quotation at the end. So this is the issue that you're going to face if you're not consistent with using your quotations. So be careful about it. Now, when we print these 3 statements, Python returns us hello world for each of them. That means you can use any kind of quotations you want in your code as long as you are consistent with them. Let's talk about concatenation of strings. For example, if I have a string, a variable, string underscore 1 equal to hello, and if I have another variable, string underscore 2 equal to world, if I print string underscore 1 plus string underscore 2, Python is going to return us hello world with no space. Now what happens if I put a space here? Then Python is going to read that space also as a character and is going to return us hello world with space. Now here you can use double quotations if you want. So hello can be in double quotation and the world can be in single quotation, but your code will still work, because ideally they are still the same. Now let's talk about multiplying strings. If I have hello here and here, instead of adding string 2, I say string 1 into 4, Python is going to return us hello 4 times concatenated to each other. If I do 7 times, we will have hello 7 times concatenated to each other. Now remember, never use a negative number to multiply. In that case, Python is just going to return us nothing. It will be an empty string. Let's talk about the indexing in strings. Let's say we have a variable here and we assign the value dinosaur to it. Now when I print random underscore string with the 0 index, Python is going to return me the first character. Now remember to always use the index within square brackets. Similarly, if I want to get the last character, I can use the -1 index and Python will returns us the last character. I can also put any character, any index here I want. For example, let's say I want the third index. So third index would basically mean the 4th character. So Python returns us O. So this is how indexing works. Now I can also say I want the -3 index. So basically R is -1, U is -2, A is -3, and then Python returns us A. Now think about it. What will happen if I put an index number here which is bigger than the length of the string? For example, the length of the string is 8. Now what if I put a number, let's say 12. So I'm asking Python to return me the 12th index of this random underscore string variable. Let's check it out. Python then throws an error saying the string index is out of range. So remember, every time you are using indexing, make sure you always index within the length of the character of the string. I'm going to show you a method towards the end of the tutorial how you can always ensure you never get this string index out of range error in Python. Let's talk about slicing of strings. Let's declare a variable, again random underscore string, and assign it the value foobar. Now if I print random underscore string from 2 second index to the 5 index, Python is going to return me OBA. Let's see how it did it. So the first character is the 0th index, then 1, then 2, so the second O is the second index, and then 3rd, and then 4th, and then 5th. Now here we are saying from 2 to the 5th index. When we say the 5th index, Python is going to return us all the characters until the 4th index. This part, this index is not included. So that's why we get O, B and A. Similarly, if I put 6 here, Python is going to return us O bar, the last 4 characters. Now, one thing to remember is that if you omit the first index of the slice, then the slice starts at the beginning of the string. For example, let's say I'm writing here 0 to 6. So basically I want all the characters from the 0th index until the 6th index. Python will return me foobar. Similarly, if I don't mention the first index here, I directly start with a colon and then mention the last index, the ending index, Python is again going to return me the same. So when you skip or omit the first index in slicing, Python is going to assume that you want all the characters from the beginning. Similarly, if you omit the ending index from the slicing, Python is going to assume that you want all the characters towards the end. Let's see. Now we already have a random underscore string from index 2 to 6. Let's say we just print random underscore string from 2 and just a colon, and we don't mention any end index. In that case, Python is going to also give us all the characters until the end of the string. So it will start at the second index here, and then since there is no ending index, it will continue till the end of the string. Let's now discuss some more slicing but using negative index. Let's declare the variable random underscore string and assign it the same foobar. Now if I want to print, let's say random underscore string from -5 index to -2 index, what do you think Python is going to return us? So it will start at -5 index. So the last character is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So it will start at O and continue till -2, but not including -2. So O -5, then O again -4, then B -3, then A -2. So we'll get all the characters from O to B and will not get A. So we'll get OOB. Let's verify this. Right. So this is how negative indexing in slicing also works. Let's now discuss steps in slicing. Let's declare a variable random underscore string and we call it foobar again. Now if I print, I want the slice from random underscore string from the first character till the 6th index, but every second step. So the step you include in the expression only after the end index. So Python is going to return me FOA. So it will start at the 0th character F, and then it will go to the first index 0 O, then it will go to the second index O again, and this is what it will return. So F, O, and then A. Now what if I change the 0th index to the first index? So basically Python is going to start at the first index O, and then every second step it is going to return the character. So O and then B and then R. Let's check it out. Right, there you go. So this is how steps in slicing works. Now as with any slicing, the first and the second indices can be omitted and defaulted to the first and the last character. So let's say I print random underscore string, and within square brackets I just put a colon. I don't mention anything. So basically I have no first index, I have no starting index, I don't have an ending index. In this case Python will return you the entire string, right? So we can also use this concept for steps. So let's say okay, let's delete this, and here I will say random underscore, I just want a big string, so I'll say 1 2 3 4 5 into 5, right? So if I print out a random underscore string with no first starting and ending index, it should give me the entire string, right? So now here I can say I want to start at the first character, I want to end at the last character, but I want to do it every step, every fifth step. So when I do this, Python is going to just return me 1. So it will go grab the first character, and then every fifth step it is going to get the 1 again. Similarly, if I do 6 here, Python is going to grab me 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now what if I change it the step to 5 and I put the starting index as 4. Now just so you all know, this will be 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 3 4 5, 2 3 4 5 and one more time. So now Python is supposed to start at the fourth character, this is fourth index, sorry, 0 1 2 3 and 4. So it will start at the number 5 and it will continue till the last character. At every fifth step it will return us the character. So now if we run, we get all 5s. So this is how steps in slicing works, and this is how also you can omit your starting and ending index in your slicing expressions to get your required results. Now we can also have negative steps in slicing string, which is also called stepping backwards. For example, let's say we have a random string variable and we assign it foo_bar. Now when I say print random underscore string 5 to 0 to -2, it is basically telling Python that you have to start from backwards. You have to start at the 0th index from backwards, continue till the 5th index from backwards, but don't include it with step of 2. So this is how. So when I write basically the forward steps or positive steps, I usually say 0 to 5 and 2, right? But when I'm writing negative steps or I'm stepping backwards, I'll start from the last index. The last character in the string is going to be my first index, and the first character from the string is going to be my second index. This is how it basically works. So now if I print this, Python is going to return me RBO for this. So basically it means from backwards, start at the 0 index, R is 0, and then A is 1, B is 2. So we want every 2 steps, so it will return B, and then O is 3, O is 4, then again it returns as O, and then it stops at the 5th index F. So this is how negative steps work. Let's now see another example. Let's declare the same variable. We say 1 2 3 4 5 times 5. Yeah. Now if I print, let's omit the first and the last index. So I just say colon, basically, sorry, I forgot to mention, yeah, colon. So basically give me all the characters with a step of -5. What is it going to do? So basically it will start at the first character from backwards until the last character from backwards, and it will give me all the characters at every step of 5. So let's check this out. Let's also print the normal string, so it's good for comparison, right? So the normal string is 1 2 3 4 5 concatenated 5 times, and then this slicing expression basically says start here, continue till here, and return all the characters at every step 5 backwards. So we start at 5, so we have 5, and then 1 2 3 4 5, again 5, and then 1 2 3 4 5, again 5. So this is how it goes on. Now let's say instead of 5 I put -1. What do you think will happen? So basically here Python is just return the reverse of the string. So this is a great way, this is a great slicing expression to reverse a string in Python. Let's talk about some built-in functions in Python that can be used for strings. First, we'll talk about the length function. To calculate the number of characters in a string, you use the length function. Let's say we declare a variable s and we assign it the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within strings, within quotations basically. So it is a string. So now if I print length and then within parentheses the variable name that contains the string, Python is going to return me 5. So this is how the length function works. Now let's look at something called the replace. So if I print here, if I want to replace some characters in the original string, I can say s dot replace, and I can say which character I want to replace. I can say 2 and then I can say I want to replace it with 7. Now if I print this, I get 1, 7, 3, 4, 5. Now remember, even if we did this replace, Python is not going to change the original value of s. Let's check the original value of s. Right, so you can see s, the variable is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but then the replace function works this way. So if you actually want to change the value of s, you have to say s equal to s dot replace, same thing, 2, 7, and then Python is now going to change the value of the variable s. Great. Now let's look at the upper function. Basically, upper function helps you to make all the characters in your string uppercase. So let's use a string with some alphabet so we can see how it works. A, B, C, D. Let's just declare anything. Now if I print s dot upper, Python is going to return me all the characters in uppercase, A, B, C, D. Similarly, if I want all the characters lowercase, I can use the lower function. Now if I print this, Python is going to return me everything in lowercase. There is also something called as isDigit. IsDigit basically says, no, isDigit with another I, yes. So isDigit basically checks if there are numbers in your strings. Basically, if the character can be casted into an integer. For example, let's say s is equal to, within quotations 1, 2, 3, 4. If I print s dot isDigit, Python is going to return me true. So it kind of returns you a boolean. Now instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, if I have a ABCD, Python is going to return me false. Great. Now remember, even if we have alphabets and numbers, Python is still going to return false for this, because this as a whole string cannot be casted into an integer, only a part of it can be. So here also Python is going to return me false. So today we talked about string literals, indexing, and built-in functions in string. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel to get notified of the new published videos. Also, share it with your friends. If you have any questions, comments or suggestions, put them down in the comment section below. I would be happy to answer them. See you next time, guys.